Hello America, hello YouTube, hello the world. This is Eric at FlexPVC.com, and I'm going to do a little bit different video today. This is one I've done many times, so we've had lots of problems, so hopefully this one works. Okay, video today is my personal opinion on some everyday carry items. Like most of us, carry a knife, pocket knife. Like most of us, the problem is we end up using a knife as a screwdriver, which is not good for the screwdriver. I'm not supposed to do that. So I did a lot of looking this year for everyday carry, something that I could carry with me all the time, like my pocket knife. Didn't take up a lot of room, and but had a good, at least a Phillips head screwdriver in it. Okay, so I bought a whole bunch online. Some I kept, some I sent back. I think what I'll do is I'll take a couple of pictures of, or a screen capture of something from the ones I sent back just to show you, and I'll voice over that probably at the end of the video. So these are the ones I kept, and I will explain each one. All right, number one, this little gizmo right here. Okay, I don't remember the name of this, but I'll put it in the description. This is a very nice little device. I almost love it. It just has one serious design flaw, and that is this guy falls out. Okay, so let's start at the top. It's got a little lanyard here. I also think this is a little bit of a wrench. I think this is 10 millimeter or 3/8. It's got a bottle opener on the back. It's got a hex here. If that's 10, this is probably 9 or 3/8, 7/16. Anyways, I'll have to look that up. And it's got this little hex here, which I'll explain what that does in a minute. The bits are in the handle. Now, the bits are hard to get out. However, they have a solution for that. This bit holder comes out, and then you can push the bits out with the bit holder like that. Okay, this back in. Okay, it has a flashlight, and it actually is a little bit bright. I mean, I got a lot of light in this room, and I can still see the light from the flashlight. So it's very light, it's small, it's easy to carry. What's the design flaw? Well, this bit holder. What they have here is these little detents, and if you, I know you can't see it from there, but there's two little balls here, and what's supposed to happen is those little balls are supposed to line up with these little holes right here, and that's what keeps us in, but it doesn't. This will quite often fall out. It's staying in a little bit better today because I found there was a problem with mine in that these two little screws here were not tightened all the way, and unfortunately it's going into plastic, so I had to be super careful about how tight I could get these. So what was happening was the detents were not engaging in the little holes here. Matter of fact, even right now when I look down in there, I can see it's a little bit off, and the reason is because these screws are a little bit too tall, and they're preventing this bit holder from going all the way in. And when the screws were loose, it was another 1/16 of an inch that it stuck out. So far, since I tightened these screws, it's been hanging in there a lot better, but I'm still not confident that it's going to stay in here. Okay, so what is this hex in the back for? Well, this is really cool. Oh, wow, that one just pulled right out, super easy. Okay, so the bit holder fits in this little hex, so that it allows you to get some torque on it. So you put your screwdriver bit, number 1 and number 2 it comes. Here's a number 1, here's a number 2. Put in the bit driver, put the bit driver in a little hex back here, and now you got a 90-angle screwdriver with lots of torque. And of course you can put it in this and use it as a traditional screwdriver. I like this a lot. It's a no-name brand. As soon as I figure out how to solve this, what I've been doing is magnetizing this. I've had a magnet sitting on this to try and magnetize it so that it will hold this in. That's why it's staying in so far today. Before it would fall out, but so far so good. So if I can get some confidence that this will stay in here, then I'll probably start carrying it again. Okay, so that's this one. Number 2. This one's called SmallRig. It's made by a company, they name it SmallRig. It's a camera company, camera accessories company, excuse me. And this is meant to work with some of their products. But it's also a really nice everyday carry. It's got hex heads, which it's got a number 3, a number 4, and a 3/16 on this end. On this other end, it's got a nice big flat blade. You could use it as a flat blade screwdriver or a scraping tool. It's actually quite nice, very thick, strong. It's got a 2.5 hex. It's got a number 25 Torx, and it's got a number 1 Phillips. Now, why don't I like this? I actually love this thing. It's a work of art. It's beautiful. However, it's not an everyday carry item. I'll explain why. Number one, no belt clip. Okay, no belt clip. They could put a belt clip here. If they put a little back right here, it would not interfere with taking these guys out, but it would allow you to put this on your pants or shirt pocket. You could put a belt clip here, but then it's sticking out like this against your body, and that just doesn't work. It's got these screws here, screw holes here, and the idea here is that you're supposed to be able to put extra screws in here, and if you ever need them, they're there. The problem with that, in order to get the screws in here and not fall out, you have to tighten them. Well, if they're tight in here, how do you get them out? The tools are here. So you put them in here, but you have no way of getting them out. Unless you took the thing apart, but you can't take the thing apart because you need hex heads to get these screws out on the end. It's a work of art, it's beautiful. I used it a lot, but only around the house, like where I can keep it in a drawer or something. And also the other thing is, I wish this company made replacements for these little tools here, because while these are nice, I would definitely want a number 2, a Phillips bit in here, and different Torx bits. For me, that's what I use, Torx bits and Phillips mostly. But it's a beautifully made product, very high quality. It's not too heavy, a little heavy, but not too heavy. You're right on the edge here. Okay, so that's SmallRig. Then I got this. This is a S.O.G. S.O.G. I've had this forever. I've had this for 20 plus years. I used to carry it all the time. I stopped carrying it. Why did I stop carrying it? Well, because the primary thing I'm doing with it is Phillips. It's got a nice plier, okay, and in the handle, and it's got a wire cutter in here too, and of course a regular plier, needle nose plier. In the handle is where the bit is. Okay, but here's what you got to do. Pull these out. In here is a very nice file, a very sharp serrated blade, and your number 2 Phillips and flat blade. The problem is this thing is really sharp. It takes a long time to pull this stuff apart to get to your, because you have to pull it out, then you got to close everybody else up. Now you got your number 2, close this back up. Now you got a screwdriver, okay? I keep it in my car, I don't carry it with me, okay? On the other side, I'll close this out. On the other side, you've got some very nice stuff, but I also poke myself with this every time I open it. It's got this really sharp little pointy thing, and it is sharp. It always jabs me. It's got a very small, narrow flat blade. It's got a very sharp blade, just a regular knife blade. I always poke myself. That's why I'm handling this very carefully, because I'm always poking myself. And it's got a bottle opener, which can also be used to open cans. It's this very sharp blade, and then it's got this really nice saw. Saw it does. I have had this out many times. I've used it many times. This also has it's a blade here, this pokey thing. You could use this as somewhat of a deburring tool. It's not too bad, it works pretty well. But I'm always afraid to close this. Okay, this saw works really well, very aggressive. Many times I've used this saw. Okay, so, but the problem is for everyday carry, it's too heavy, takes too long to get everything apart. And while it is a quality product, I just don't carry it anymore. Okay, so that's the S.O.G. S.O.G. They call it a paratool, I think. Hold on, wait. Yeah, S.O.G. paratool. And of course, I'll put all the names to everything in the description. And it's got the little belt clip here. So it's not doesn't have a belt clip on itself, but it comes with a holder. It works well. Okay, now we go to a couple of knives. Kershaw, both of them. I'll start with the little one first. Very nice knife, okay? But for me, it's very hard to open. Very small blade. And to get it open, it's just too small for my hands. I always struggle with it to get it open. Also, it's a liner lock. I know this is a personal thing, but for me, I do not like liner locks. Never have, never will. So that's got it against it. It's hard to open. Now the bits are nice, they slide in. You come with a number 2 and a narrow number 1 or narrow flat blade. The bits are great, they go in the end. It works very well. You don't lose them, they don't fall out. They stay in, they go in easy, they come out easy. Nothing to complain about there. It's got a bottle opener here, and I think that's it. I like it, it's just too small. It's a little heavy for its size, and I don't like liner locks. Okay, so the Kershaw is out for me. Second Kershaw, this one's tough. It's also a liner lock. It's very easy to open. The ergonomics are excellent. I have no problem opening this, no problem closing it. It's got a belt clip. Liner lock, that's the downside for me. But it does have something that's really awesome, and that is this. It's got a neck for the screwdriver bits. And the way the screwdriver bits go in here is perfect. It is awesome. This is spring loaded, just pull them up, pull the bits out, stick them in, do your stuff, take it out, put it back in, and it folds back down. This is spring loaded, so they close automatically. They don't come out. They can't come out accidentally. There's just no way. Same thing, you can hold 4 bits in here. So it comes with 2 flats, number 1, number 2 Phillips. Got your bottle opener down here. Got your belt clip. This one I struggle with. I want to carry it, but it is really heavy. The problem, this is my Benchmade knife, and this is so light. I've been spoiled by this, carrying this for 20 years. I'm very spoiled with it. It's very easy to open and light. And so this Kershaw is very heavy compared to this. And it's got a liner lock. If this was a lock back or any other type of locking mechanism other than liner lock, and it was a little lighter, I would probably carry this every day. The other issue is it's a straight edge. I like serrated blades. Very much prefer serrated blades, and I'll explain that in a minute. Okay, so good second choice. But I also have this one. This is a Leatherman. They call it a free K2. Love this knife. Very nice knife. Very easy to open. Not as easy as the Kershaw or the Benchmade, but it is very easy to open. And I love the locking mechanism. No liner lock. It's got this little button here. You push it, close it. Your fingers aren't anywhere near it. The balance is not right. You can't do the one-handed opening like you can with the Benchmade, but you can open it with your thumb very easily. It does have a little bit of serrations down here. Here's the problem with serrations down here. This is not where they need to be. I am always deburring parts, pipe parts, things like that. And when you're deburring things, what you want is the serrations out here on the end. Very nice for deburring pipe and so forth. Very good. Down here, no, it just doesn't work, okay? The other thing is I do a lot of box opening. The problem with box opening, you need the serrations, okay? In order to get this to the serrations, this has to be down in the box this far, which means you're nicking whatever's in the box, so that doesn't work. But it's a very nice knife. And we got to get to the tools. Okay, so tools come out like this. You have 3 tools. You have a number 2 Phillips, and it really does work. It's a good number 2 Phillips. You got another pointy thing, which I don't know exactly what this thing is used for. It's got a little edge on it. It's pointy down here. It's got this little oval hole. Maybe somebody can tell me what that oval hole is for. I don't know what it is. Something in my memory says something about fishing, but that's all I can remember. It's got your bottle opener here. So I'll close the Phillips, and I'll close the little pointy thing. And this is locked open, so you got your flat blade. And this is a deburring tool. It's got a very nice blade on the end here, and it does deburr very nice. The only thing I don't like about it is it deburrs away from me. I'm just gotten over the habit all these years I deburr towards me. It's probably safer to do it like this, but I'm having to learn something new. So, but it works really well. I like that part a lot. Now, why don't I carry this every day? Well, number 1, weight. Oh, this puppy's heavy. Between these two, they're both about the same. Now, I do carry both of these, but I carry them in my camera bag. I put one on either side on the outside of my camera bag. So I have them with me a lot. But it's just too heavy and it's too darn thick. I don't know if you can tell. Look at my Benchmade. And by the time you add the belt clip, it's quite a bit thicker. It's about 50% thicker than my Benchmade, and the weight, no contest, way heavier. So I do like this a lot. I wish they would change some things. I would like the balance to be better. You cannot do a one-handed flick, because as soon as you, well, I guess you could. I guess you have to learn, but it's not like this one or the Spedico. But it does open pretty easy with the single hand. But anyways, it just doesn't feel quite right for me. The thickness is too much. But like I said, I carry these on my camera bag, so I do use them. I do like them a lot. Okay. So what do we have left? Well, we've got this puppy right here. This teeny little thing. Okay, no belt clip. But this is the one I carry every day. This one goes in my belt, or I mean in my pocket with a belt clip on the pocket. This one fits in my watch pocket perfectly. Fits really well. Doesn't dig me. It's never fallen out. Okay, so let's talk about it. It's got a bottle opener here. It's got a scoring tool here. It's got a little lanyard here, so you can put it on a keychain if you want. If you put it on the keychain, then you got to take it off to use the scoring tool. Maybe, probably. I use the scoring tool all the time to open packages, and it actually works very well. But here's the golden thing for me. That's your screwdriver, and it takes standard bits. Okay, so it came with a Torx bit. I took the Torx bit out, put a number 2 Phillips, and it's got another little Torx bit. I've left this other Torx bit in because it happens to fit my Benchmade knife perfectly, so that's why I still carry it. But this also has knife sharpener. It's a pull-through kind of knife sharpener, coarse and fine. It's not super great, but it's like 80–90% there. And if you're out in the field and you need to put an edge on your weapon very quickly or your tool, it works. I've used it. It works very well. The other thing is I like the way this comes out like this. So you can use it like this, so you get some torque on it, or like this, like a traditional screwdriver. Overall, this is a fantastic tool. I really like it. Oh, sorry, it's Columbia River Knife Technologies. It's CRKT. Don't know what the T stands for. I think Technologies. Anyways, Columbia River Knife. And again, I'll put the full names and links in the bottom. But this is a very nice tool. I carry it a lot, and well engineered. I can take this out, and I can put a nut driver. Jeez, can't get this out. I can put a nut driver in here, but I have to cut the nut driver down really short. But it will fit like a 1/4, 5/16. I don't know if a 10mm will go in here. I think 10mm will be a little bit too big. But a small nut driver will go in here, 7mm, things like that. So I might do that because while I do like this little Torx bit, I also use T25 a whole lot more too, T20, T25. So I might put those in here. Anyways, this is a good tool. I like it a lot. This is the one I end up carrying all the time. This is what I use for my screwdriver 60–70% of the time right here. Okay, so this is my winner for me. Maybe you like some of the other ones. But I got a bonus for you. I got this puppy right here. When I saw this online, I said, what a piece of junk. It looked, in the pictures online, it really looked like garbage. And there's no way I was going to buy this thing. But the reviews are really good. And so I thought, okay, you know, if I don't like it, send it back. I love this thing. It's a hammer. That's a good hammer. And here are all the bits. This is plastic, but this all up here is metal. And it's really well made. It's thick, it's strong metal. This is at least a 1/16 of an inch. Okay, so it's very strong. You can use it as a screwdriver and it ratchets in, out, or you can lock it in the middle so it's like a traditional screwdriver. Lock it in the middle so it's a traditional screwdriver, okay? It's got nail pullers here, nail puller here, bottle opener here. And like I said, you got your hammer. So you got a screwdriver, you got a hammer, bottle opener, oh, and here. So it's not just a screwdriver because you got some hex bits in here as well for your nuts. So, and it's got an adapter to take 1/4 inch drive. So if it'll fit in here, you could probably put another different nuts in here if you needed to. There's no metric in here, but I bet you I could get a 10mm in here if I had to. It's got a little spot right here. Maybe there's some room. Anyways, I really like this. It's Goppa, G-O-P-P-A. Again, I'm not making anything on this, guys. I'm just letting you know this is my experience. And I like watching YouTube videos when other people share their experience because when you read stuff online, you don't always know what you're getting. So anyways, so I like this tool. I'm definitely going to buy another one. I keep one in my desk in the house, and I keep one, or I'm going to keep one in my desk at the shop. Okay, so that's my opinion. I don't know if you call it exactly a review, but the Columbia River was one for me, and of course my standard Benchmade. All of these are also very good. Okay, they're all good. They have their pros and cons. If you like liner locks, the Kershaw is awesome. If it had a serrated blade, I would definitely have it, and got rid of this liner lock because this is really good. Put it in this position too, by the way. I didn't say that. Okay, so I hope you found this video useful. If you did, I suggest that you subscribe to our channel. Most of our stuff has got to do with plumbing and irrigation and fixing leaks and stuff like that. But I use these tools all the time, so I thought other people might benefit from my experience. Subscribe, like it, leave comments down. I definitely like comments, especially on everyday carry stuff. Let me know something tool you like. I definitely will go check it out because I really love these things. Subscribe, like, share, all that kind of stuff, you know. Anyways, this is Eric at FlexPVC. Thank you very much for watching. Appreciate your time. Bye-bye.